A college baseball team making it to the College World Series is a humongous achievement, one that can define a program's legacy for years and elevate it onto the national stage. It's a symbol of dominance, resilience, and the culmination of months, sometimes years, of hard work. These teams battle through the rigors of the regular season, the pressures of regional and super-regional rounds, and finally make it to Omaha, where the true test begins. Winning the College World Series is even more difficult. Only one team gets to emerge from a field of 8 elite programs, and the path to a championship often takes more than just talent. It requires grit, depth, and a little bit of magic. For those lucky and skilled enough to hoist the trophy at the end, immortality follows. Their names are etched into school lore, remembered for decades by alumni, fans, and future players. But there's one achievement that has eluded even the greatest of teams and pitchers on college baseball's biggest stage, the perfect game at the College World Series. Being perfect, 27 up, 27 down, with no hits, no walks, no errors, no opposing player ever reaching base, is the pinnacle of pitching excellence. It's baseball's most exclusive club, and even in Major League Baseball, it's only happened 24 times since 1900. In Omaha, where the lights are the brightest and the pressure the most intense, a perfect game has never happened. Until now, no one had come closer than Arkansas's Gage Wood. In an elimination game against Murray State, with everything on the line for the Razorbacks, Wood took the mound and began what could only be described as a masterclass in control, poise, and precision. From the very first pitch, it was clear that something special was brewing. Wood had his full arsenal working. Fastballs with late life, biting sliders that disappeared just before the bat, and a changeup that kept hitters guessing. The first inning went by quietly. A pop-out, a strikeout, and a ground-out. Clean and efficient. The second followed in similar fashion, as did the third. By the fourth inning, whispers began to stir in the crowd and the press box. The scoreboard glared with a string of zeros. No base runners. No cracks in the armor. Fans know better than to talk about a perfect game while it's in progress. It's an unspoken superstition that transcends all levels of baseball. The minute you mention perfection, it disappears. Coaches avoid the topic entirely. Teammates sit on different parts of the bench. Even broadcasters tread lightly. But as the game moved into the fifth and sixth innings, it became impossible to ignore. Gage Wood wasn't just dominating, he was flirting with history. Through 6 innings, he hadn't allowed a single base runner. Every pitch seemed deliberate, every moment under control. Murray State's hitters, though talented and aggressive, looked increasingly baffled as Wood's sequencing and command left them swinging late or not at all. The sigh from the crowd was as loud as any roar. A single. The perfect game was gone. Just like that, one of the most magical performances in College World Series history became a near miss. But even in that moment of heartbreak, the applause was deafening. Fans stood and cheered as Gage Wood collected himself, nodded to his catcher, and went back to work. He still had a shutout to finish. He still had a win to seal for Arkansas. He got the next batter to ground out to third, ending the game with a 3-0 victory. A one-hit shutout. No walks. 1 base runner. 27 batters faced, 26 retired. It wasn't perfect, but it was about as close as one could get. The baseball world responded with admiration. Analysts called it one of the best individual pitching performances in recent College World Series memory. Coaches, players, and fans alike praised Wood for his poise, maturity, and brilliance on the mound. Though he didn't make history in the way he and Arkansas fans had hoped, he made something just as rare, a night people will talk about for decades. And that's the beauty of baseball. Perfection is the ideal, the dream. But sometimes, the pursuit of perfection creates moments that are unforgettable in their own right. Gage Wood didn't throw a perfect game, but he threw a masterpiece. In the long history of the College World Series, there has never been a perfect game. Many have tried, a few have come close, but the 27 up, 27 down holy grail of pitching has yet to be achieved. That makes Wood's near miss all the more poignant. He flirted with something mythical. For 8 2/3 innings, he held baseball's rarest gem in his hands. And while the final box score shows a one-hitter, the story is bigger than the numbers. It's about the magic of possibility, the thrill of the chase, and the heartbreak that defines the human experience in sports. It's about a young man rising to the biggest stage and delivering something unforgettable. Someday, maybe someone will finally complete a perfect game in Omaha. Maybe it will happen in a blowout. Maybe in a nail-biter. Maybe it'll be a complete game solo effort, or maybe a combined one by a tag team of dominant arms. But until that day comes, performances like Gage Wood's remind us why we watch. Why we care. Why baseball, at every level, remains such a powerful theater for human drama. Gage Wood didn't make history in the record books, but he carved a place in the storybooks. And that's a legacy all its own. The stadium was buzzing. Social media lit up with updates and speculation. Could this be it? Could a pitcher finally achieve what no one else had in the long, proud history of the College World Series? The perfect game? Wood, unfazed, kept doing what he had done all night, pounding the zone, working quickly, staying ahead in counts. His defense was sharp behind him. Arkansas's infield turned a slick double play to end the 7th and maintain perfection. The crowd was now on its feet with every pitch. The magnitude of what was happening wasn't lost on anyone watching. As the 8th inning began, Wood faced the heart of the Murray State lineup. These were their best hitters, and their last real chance to break the spell. He struck out the first batter on a devastating slider that nicked the outside corner. The second batter lined out hard to center field, an audible gasp from the crowd as the ball briefly looked dangerous before settling into the outfielder's glove. The third batter fell behind 0-2, fouled off a couple of tough pitches, and then grounded out to short. 24 up. 24 down. Gage Wood was now 3 outs away from doing the unthinkable. The top of the 9th arrived, and the pressure mounted with every second. Arkansas held a 3-0 lead, but all eyes were on Wood and the pursuit of perfection. Cameras zoomed in on his face as he stood alone on the mound, adjusting his cap, breathing deeply. The crowd had gone quiet, not from a lack of energy, but out of reverence. No one wanted to jinx it. No one wanted to be the one to shatter the moment. The first batter of the 9th stepped in, worked the count full, and fouled off a pair of pitches. On the 8th pitch of the at-bat, Wood painted the inside corner with a fastball for a called strike 3. 2 outs to go. The second batter dug in. The crowd clapped in rhythm. Another first pitch strike. Then a grounder to second base, a routine play. The crowd rose as the throw reached first. 2 outs. 1 out away. Wood stood on the hill, a mix of calm and fire in his eyes. This was the moment every pitcher dreams about. With 1 more out, he would etch his name in the College World Series history books forever. The final batter stepped into the box. A lefty. The first pitch, ball 1, just outside. The second, a swing and a miss. 1-1. The third pitch, another ball. The tension was unbearable. On the fourth pitch, disaster struck. A looping single to shallow right center.